Alright, so what do you get when you take a wish fulfillment fantasy game about being a noble knight who rules with chivalry and deals with people in one-on-one combat, and then you apply that to a reality where guns exist and they are not balanced? You get this amazing, terrible game.
This is... yeah... So this is Mount and Blade with Fire and Sword, or as everyone calls it, Fire and Sword, which is originally it was like a mod for the original Mount and Blade.
Options menu first options menu.
Oh, well, okay. What do we got?
Yep.
You're not gonna make me turn up the difficulty.
Oh, obviously you are. Of course, yes, absolutely.
Right.
You want easiest? You want normal difficulty?
Yeah, that's the... We'll set all these things to medium. That's definitely the difficulty where everything is normal.
Yes. I really appreciate the guts it took for this game to call it normal difficulty. When what normal means is like realistic amount of damage in a game, which really does not operate in a realistic way.
Yeah. All right, so here, we're going to start a new game here. Why is there difficulty options in the new game setting screen?
I think it affects how many skill points you get starting out. The Mount and Blade series, well known for its extremely intuitive menu choices.
I thought you couldn't make a female character in this game.
No, you can. I kind of want to say that they were just too lazy to not implement the feature.
All right, well, there'll be a woman running around in...
So, for those of you who don't know, this is... allow you to quit without saving, because we're doing a stream here. Or rather, we're doing a recording. So for those of you who don't know, this is a standalone version of the original Mount and Blade, which was produced, I think, by Snowbird, although don't quote me on that. And it is a very, very loose adaptation of the classic Polish novel with Fire and Sword, part of a trilogy concerning the Deluge, a period of Polish history that was, you might say, even more turbulent than usual. Depending on what your standard for usual Polish history is.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's no opening choices in this one. Like in Mount and Blade Warband, which is the definitive Mount and Blade experience if you want the vanilla Mount and Blade, you get like a number of like little quizzes that are like your background and your education as you're growing up and stuff that affect your starting stats, and you know, if you're a noble, then you get to have a flag and run around with, you know, and stuff like that. So I guess that's not in this game.
One problem with that is that in Mount and Blade, they prevent you from being embroiled in the faction conflicts by making you from a different continent. Like, you are very much an immigrant to even Calradia, the main continent the game takes place in. In this game, they couldn't really abstract or hand-wave that away without raising a lot of questions they probably didn't want to really get into, since these are real cultures that you're going to be engaging in imbroglios with. Okay, so what are you putting your points in?
Shooting from horseback, probably pretty useful. And then I like to always have a bunch of points in trainer, because I realize that's something that you can sometimes have party members do, but that means that your troops will just get extra XP every day for just existing. We should probably have something in persuasion and something in prisoner management. And do we want to even use melee weapons? It's been a long time since I played this game, and I remember not particularly liking it.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular opinion. So people sometimes know that I like the Mount and Blade stuff, and they ask me what are the best standalone Mount and Blade games. I like to say that Warband's a really good game, and I like it. Viking Conquest is a good game, and I don't like it. And with Fire and Sword is a bad game, and I do like it.
So then, there's no way to reset your points?
Oh yeah, you have to reset the entire thing. Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, this game is held together with twine. Like, and by this game I mean all Mount and Blade stuff.
So you guys remember Oblivion's character creation?
Yeah.
This is pretty much that. We're gonna mash the random button. It looks pretty good, right? Okay, but it's not actually.
Yeah,
they're not really making a big difference here.
They don't do a big difference. They also don't do what they say they do. Like, let's see, where's one? Face width makes your face. Oh no, that actually does do the face width in this one. What is it?
A lot of them do not actually seem to
they
have much distinct effect. Yeah, I agree. With Alex's sentiment, if there's any game where I really want a lot of character customization, it's going to be a third-person role-playing game, right?
Well, yeah, like any game where you can see the. I don't even know. Can you see the person's face in this detail normally?
You can. All the time. You can go into third-person mode.
Yeah, in fact, you spend most of your time in third-person mode, like watching your character ride around. And whenever you're in a village or something, it automatically removes your headlamp.
Yeah, so we're gonna just jump in with that. Your travels have taken you to a small Cossack village on the outskirts of the wilderness. As you stroll past, the silence is broken by gunshots. I will say this is slightly more interesting than the way that Mountain Blade always opens, where, oh my god, there's voiceover. What the fuck?
It's really bad too.
What the hell?
This is a tutorial, literally.
This is not in Warband has a tutorial, but it's like this separate thing where you just learn how to do stuff. It doesn't.
Yeah, they don't make tutorials like this anymore.
Your character's a little dumpy, and
wow.
I know that's not papyrus. But it's basically papyrus enough to be not good.
It's
Alex
heartbreaking.
is going whole hog on this game.
Alex, you know what the worst part is? They've been developing the sequel since 2010 or something. They just announced it. It's entering early access in January, and
I think it stayed in 2010.
Well, no, the sequel, which is coming out in January, looks really good, except they use the same fucking font.
Great.
Oh my god.
I'm glad they pushed that through.
Josh, did your stream freeze?
Did Josh die? Did it break his machine?
They cut Josh's power. SWAT teams.
Oh no.
The best part is we didn't save before any of that.
Okay, so we're back. The game crashed. It does happen. It may happen again.
Yeah, let's hope that's the only time, because it fully crashed my PC.
Yeah. So I have to admit that it was a fairly inspired choice to choose the With Fire and Sword novel and historical setting, which it was based off of, as a basis for a game about adventuring and getting into fights with people, because this whole period was about kind of changing alliances, getting into imbroglios, adventurers and mercenaries rolling around, and also just everybody being a drama queen all the time. I've read a good portion of the novel With Fire and Sword, and it is pretty lurid.
What the hell? I think I just accidentally clicked through a whole bunch of dialogue.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Pistol. So how it works is when he draws a bead there, the cursor gradually shrinks and the bullet will land somewhere within the reticule and do a fuckload of damage.
Or none in this particular case.
Yeah, if it hits, very likely it will do a lethal quantity.
Am I aiming too low? What? Yeah, guns are so great, Rutskarn.
Well, if you don't suck at them.
There we go.
I cannot stress enough how much guns have an effect on this game. I don't even know if the developers really reckoned with how much just grafting realistic firearms onto a game which is based around medieval dueling totally changes how the mechanics, the strategies play out in a way that I think 90% of the people who've tried this game hated. like that have talked to me about it.
Apparently this was not the direction I was supposed to be going.
More enemies on the horizon.
We'll probably see an example of this if Josh plays long enough to run into some bandits, but in Mountain Blade, bandits are just like some losers wandering around the countryside, like pretty much naked. Like, technically they are naked mechanically. They don't have any armor or clothes or anything, so they're just wearing shorts.
Oops.
And they throw rocks at you. Josh just hit his own troop.
That's cool. They like me.
So like literally, they're some like just poor naked dudes with sticks and rocks, and it's the sort of thing where, like, you know, if you've got some decent armor and a shield, you really don't have anything to fear from them. That didn't work out very well.
Well, this is hard to follow. What the hell is going on?
You don't really need to worry about this.
Everybody is switching, like, perspective and, like...
Yeah, so
characters
this
are
is how
moving
dialogue in this game
backwards
works.
in their portrait.
Yeah, how dialogues work in the original Mountain Blade and Mountain Blade Warband engine is it basically places a camera between the two of you, and then it just jerks it really hard, 180 degrees, every time someone else starts speaking. It's like easily the worst possible way to communicate this conversation is happening.
Okay, so here we are. We've got the, you know, we're here on our horse, Unfortunateskarn, our party of one, and now we've got the world map up, and let's see, here's the Black Sea,
Same.
and, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, one downside of making it so you can save any time is that if you don't save, the game won't save for you.
Yeah. We're somewhere in, like, what, Lithuania? What faction is Smolensk? This is...
I believe that is Poland.
Commonwealth.
Yeah.
That's the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, right? So that's both Poland and Lithuania, yeah. We've got the Muscovite Tsardom, aka Proto-Russia. The Cossacks, who are like, the Cossacks were like steppe nomads that came into the area and settled, right?
Yeah, like, my very flimsy understanding of the conflict is that the Cossacks didn't really want to be under anybody's thumb,
Right.
but then they eventually sell out to, like, corporate rock.
Likewise, we've got the Crimean Khanate, and more Poland, and I believe there's, yeah, Sweden has some stuff here on the Baltic coast. So that's kind of it. We're just here now, and we can kind of wander around and do whatever the hell we want. I think there's a quest line that we follow, but I never got into that before saying, like, this game is
who
really
gives
fun.
a shit?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about the storyline in this game, honestly?
Yeah, so thanks for giving me the tutorial on that.
Why are we carrying dunce caps?
Wait, are we carrying dunce caps?
That's like jerky.
Yes, yes.
You can't wear that on your head. It won't let you do it.
I thought those are dunce caps too.
Those are trophies. Oh, well, there's all sorts of stupid hats in this game if that's your jam. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they weren't dunce caps, but like elvish, you know, long, tapered red hats.
Yeah, it's trophies from all the gnomes we defeated in single combat.
Exactly.
So like I said, yeah, there's an example of some of the wonderful hats in this game, and one critical flaw of this game, which is probably the big thing which prevents me from recommending it to anybody, is that if you wear a hat, it stops rendering your hair, so you become bald. Seriously, that it does. It's the weirdest fucking thing ever. There's almost no like. I don't even think my hairstyle would clip with the hat, but it still does. It still like unrenders my hat, so my character turns bald whenever she's riding around on her horse.
Oh, huh. They gave me. Uh-oh. What is this one?
Okay, so yep, this is gonna go. No, fight him, fight him. Yeah, just go for it. Fuck it.
All right. Great. So it's me and two peasants with scythes.
Against some Lithuanian Tartars. You know what that makes me think of?
Oh no.
Evidently, there's a Hungarian phrase for like when you're in a hurry, but somebody doesn't want you to be in a hurry, so they tell you it's not like the Tatars are chasing us. Well, Josh, I hate to tell you this, but the Tatars are chasing you. So hurry the fuck up.
Oh, they don't have any firearms.
Yeah, that might work out in your advantage. So if you could ride around and kind of play chicken with them, and just joust with your pistol, and kill 4 Tatars with 14 bullets, you can do this. But they are shooting you, so no, you're dead.
Yeah, they do have bows, which... Oh, I wasn't reloading. Okay. I think they've killed my scythe wielders.
The nasty secret of this game is that a bunch of guys with guns are devastating unless you're on a horse and you know how to dodge, which they do, in which case a bunch of people with bows are devastating. Because if they have a gun, you can just like kind of tease them out one at a time, sort of goad them into shooting first, dodge, and then ride at them while they're reloading. If they've got bows, it's not going to work out for you.
So is this one of those games that's developed by like 3 people, or is this a game that had like...
Yes.
Okay.
It was developed by a studio in, I believe, Eastern Europe.
It's in Turkey.
No. Mountain Blade Warband was in Turkey, and they had a contingent of employees. This game, however, was developed by a third party.
I am impressed with your ability to aim with 2 arrows in your arm.
Not just aim, but reload a flintlock. Take out a paper cartridge.
Oh, you are taking prisoner.
If you even have a paper cartridge.
So this is what's happening now is we're just going to get dragged around for a while until... What? Wait, what? This is the most... So we're paying wages to our company while being in captivity of these Tartars.
Gotta operate the business from the inside, just like the mafia.
So they actually did not steal much of anything. One of the things about Mountain Blade is that you cannot actually die.
You just wish you were dead.
Yeah, like you can get your entire characters with names can't die. You can't kill nobles. You can kill random troops and whatever, but like they can't die, you can't die. If you lose a battle really hard, you'll get taken prisoner, your party will get split up almost all of it usually, and then you'll just get dragged around by them for several days until you find a way to escape. Which we have managed to do so. I can't remember what I guess we'll just...
This game really does gloss over the difficulty of reloading a flintlock pistol while riding a horse.
Yeah.
Where the hell are we? You gotta pour a precise quantity of grains into the touch hole, towards the touch hole. You've got to pour an also precise amount of grains down the barrel. You've got to load and ram the bullet. Well, I guess you don't have to ram it, but it seems like a good idea if you're bouncing up and down on horseback. And if you fuck up and knock the cock during that period, you can just drive off sparks and shoot your horse in the neck.
So that guy's got a nice little suit there.
The vibe I always got from this game, having not really played it, is that it's kind of like in a similar vein to Sid Meier's Pirates. Like it's
a little bit, yeah.
Traveling around the world, doing whatever the heck you want, and grinding your way up to be the best. I guess swashbuckling raconteur guy that you can be.
It's Sid Meier's Pirates for people who wish it was less romantic and more simulationist. But not quite as simulationist.
Oh shit!
Like, not so simulationist that it's unplayable. So what Josh is doing right now is riding too close to a bunch of men with muskets. This is... I don't recommend this strategy at all. I'm kind of screaming internally. Now I know what it's like for everyone else watching this show, watching us dumbasses play video games that you know how to play. On the other hand, he's still alive.
And he's firing a pistol into his own team.
No, I didn't hit anybody on my own team there. What are you talking about?
But you fired a pistol into your own... Like, if this were a real-life scenario...
Yeah. I agree that, you know, that your peasant has grounds for concern. You're firing an unrifled barrel from horseback with a wounded arm towards a melee.
Hello, sir. Fuck.
I've considered my target.
We're just gonna fucking sword these guys.
I really appreciate how when they run out of bullets, they just like switch to club mode and knock you in the head.
So when historically would this be? Like the mid-1800s?
This is the 1650s-ish.
Is when they had guns, really?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know...
Yeah, guns were invented in, like, the 12th century. Like, not, well, gunpowder was being used in the first guns in the 12th century. They weren't really guns exactly.
I guess I'm just...
Where...
I guess I just picture this sort of... I guess I was going to compare it to sort of, I guess, the Eastern Europe's Wild West, and in the sense
it's kind of that. I mean, we're like in the wake of the breakup of the Golden Horde and the rise of the well, Muscovy at the moment, what will eventually become Russia as a power in the region. I believe the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth is in one of those stages where it's falling apart, because it does that every once in a while. So, like, we're kind of in a transition period for this part of Eastern Europe, where it was originally, like, a lot of steppe nomads coming into the area, but, like, guns have basically rendered the horse archer a lot more worthless than it once. Like, it's no longer like the win button.
So this basically takes place at some point between 1640 and 1657, according to Wikipedia.
Oh, so I was almost exactly right.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is a mid-17th century game, no matter how you slice it, and it has on display a wide variety of firearms that were available nearly 17th century up to around this period. Kind of beginning with matchlock guns, and then, you know, moving up through wheel-locked guns. To
Smolensk is currently under siege. Well, that's going to be interesting.
To Miquelettes and flintlocks.
How much of the game involves keeping your underlings happy? Because I know that's a big part of Pirates.
There's a similar mechanic.
Not insignificant.
Unlike in Pirates, you don't.
I swear to God, I thought his ringtone was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for a minute.
Fyodor Olbukovich.
It was actually Judgment from Yakuza 0. But it's
Which of these introductions is better?
Unfortunateskarn at your service, sir. So it's a little bit less abstract with keeping your men happy. You have to feed them and you have to win in battle. And unlike in Pirates, you don't have to break up your crew every so often. As long as you're paying them, they'll keep fighting for you, which is really very obliging considering that eventually they're going to die. Like, just lead pipe cinch, they're going to get killed. There are no old soldiers in Mount Blade.
Alright, we'll pay taxes for them.
It's a very...
Doesn't matter, money's pretty easy to make, and...
It's actually even easier to make in this game. You can put it in a bank and it'll straight up make interest.
Yes, the great
visitor.
writing that is exhibited in this game. Greetings, madam. Tipsy.
Now, one thing I like,
Sir
which
or
is extremely...
madam.
One thing I like, which is extremely historically accurate here, is that you can invite him to toast and then pick the wrong person, and then he'll fight you.
Okay, let's do that. For the Khan's health will probably be annoying to him.
You have to imagine. A bad joke leads you straight into a fight.
Oh god, we're out here.
Are we on hard difficulty?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Ah, fuck.
Yep. You know what that means?
I had that, and then I accidentally right-clicked.
So one thing I love is that when you play on this on easy difficulty, which is kind of the default, it's just you fight the guy that you were insulting, presumably. If you're playing on harder difficulties, just like 3 guys jump you, and it is not fair at all.
What the fuck is this music? So is that quest done now? We're fully healed. I wanna rematch with this.
And now a quotation from the actual novel with Fire and Sword, as translated into English. Why do you fasten to me like a burr to a dog's tail? I'll drag you to court with me. In spite of orders,
No.
I with the Cossacks! Then he rose, straightened himself to his full height, but did not draw his saber. He had it hang low, and taking it by the middle, raised it till he put the cross hilt under the very nose of Chaplinsky. Smell that, said he. So, theories. Why is he having the guy smell the cross hilt of his sword?
Now look, I know what you're thinking. But what if we did it... Oh, we can bet money for it. Oh, this is a fist fight.
This is a very obliging fellow.
Never
Is there
actually done
anything
one of
that's
these before.
similar to, like, the dance competitions in this?
Oh, I wish.
That's the
That's honestly
dream,
the-
I guess.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really wish like more games would have, actually. That's why the Yakuza franchise is so good. It's got dancing minigames in so many of their titles.
This game doesn't really do fist fights very well, as it turns out.
No, it's pretty bad. But I mean, the sinister secret is that all of this game's fighting is pretty bad.
So, what this game doesn't have is the arena system, which
Yeah,
is
it does not have
unfortunate,
arena.
because that was a really easy way to gain renown in Warband, where you just fight in arenas, fight in tournaments, and just bet a bunch of money on yourself. And then, like, they were set up in such a way that you could usually cheese the AI and win.
Yeah, Mountain Blade has a ton of mechanics for building up skills, which are like it's approached mechanics first and then kind of like integrated into the greater world.
What?
And it's
Is that
actually
not-
really good at kind of like ramping you up and teaching you the mechanics. Try control click.
Ah, okay.
But this game basically threw them all out because they're not historically accurate to the period. So it's just fucking brutal.
Oh, they don't have them here. Oh, yeah, they have grenades. For
Yeah.
way more money than we have.
So the one downside of grenades is, I don't know if you guys have noticed how this works, but Josh has 15 bullets. Or he has a magic bag of 15 bullets. And every fight, he starts
it
with
was
15
17.
bullets. Or whatever. Every fight, he starts with his full bullet bag, and then if he runs out, he runs out. But the next time he gets into a fight, the bag is full again. Grenades do not refill.
Oh, neat.
There's no magic grenade bag.
Oh, those pikemen are pretty cheap. They must suck. All right, so we've got some dudes now.
So I've always found the giving your troops orders mechanics in Mount & Blade games to be really unwieldy. I cannot manage to do it, and it's very important that you do it. It cannot be overstated how important it is.
I've gotten pretty good with it. No, I don't actually want to do that here.
But suffice to say that Josh is not, however, taking pains to assemble a properly diversified regiment.
Well, nobody will fucking let peasants get hired by me. That didn't come out right. Peasants!
That's another thing in this game. In Mount & Blade, if you talk to the elder, hey, any local lads just want to join my meat grinder? Does anyone want to seek opportunities as a hamburger on my battlefields? They often will just say, oh yeah, sure. But in this game, for some reason, you need to get permission before you start recruiting people to your death cult.
So we're training peasants now to fight.
Yeah, it's a mechanic where you click train peasant, and then every so often you have to do a practice fight. And perversely, if they beat you in the practice fight, they don't get progress.
Yep, you have to beat the crap out of them.
It's worth mentioning that what Josh just did was actually slightly harder than it looked. I will not be surprised if he loses one of these fights.
Yeah, Mount & Blade has this system for melee attacks. So you've got 4 attack directions with most weapons. Spears only get 1, so they suck. And you can defend from 4 directions as well. Oh, damn it. But it's really finicky. It's hard to play with. The attack direction is just kind of the first pixel that your mouse moves after you hold it down is the attack direction that you attack in, which is really easy to fuck up.
It's largely based on the Morrowind one, right? Because Morrowind did something similar.
Not quite. Morrowind actually was more manageable than this game is. It was more manageable,
also,
but
it was based on player movement, not mouse movement, right?
Yeah, and mouse movement in practice is a lot trickier. You see that Josh is, by necessity, Josh is flashing his screen all over the place because he needs to keep moving his cursor to new attack angles, and that is it feels pretty exciting and chaotic. But that's the only advantage it has. Otherwise, this is not a good system. It basically
people who know nothing on the internet call it more realistic, but this is in no fashion realistic at all.
What are you talking about? I could swing a sword in all those directions. That's realistic.
There's no concept. Well, there kind of is a way to defend while you're attacking, but it's more timing your attack so it hits their attack while it's halfway attacked, and it's really finicky to do.
To an extent, it operates on a tabletop RPG principle of the simulation is not direct. It is not a literal simulation, but it achieves realistic results to a point.
Why are we beating up on Chunky Keanu over and over and over again?
These are different peasants that we're training.
Yay, I won! I killed Josh!
Is that you, or the tweet of you with your face replaced with the...
No, that's me. I have so many... You have no idea how many of those stupid photos and I don't post them because people would immediately unfollow me.
I'm really excited about this quest line, and I'll get into why in a minute. But the premise is that Josh has agreed to train a bunch of peasants so they won't get beasted. And this is the training montage, be a man sequence, where like gradually the peasants are starting to beat him, except in this case it's a bad thing that they're starting to beat him, and he's like, no, I need to keep beating you. I need to keep beating you so that you understand.
So
It's always...
The other thing that kind of sucks is I've been playing Mount & Blade Warband. Well, I haven't played it in a while, but like I was in the middle of a campaign where I was like pretty high level, and you swing faster when you're at a high level. So I'm like still calibrated towards like having a character that's okay.
Wait, okay.
Yeah. So now hang on.
He trained the peasants, so now he has to fight with the peasants against the bandits, and this is going to be hilarious. Because actually, a lot of the time, the peasants are not ready at all.
So is that like gun glimmer or something, or sword glimmer off in the distance?
That's the bloom effects or something. It's not great.
I feel like I'm having a stroke or something. Like every couple seconds off in the distance, there's some white speckles.
Hey, he shot one.
My infantry did not all charge at the same time, so that's cool.
I really do want a good Wild West version of this, except for a lot of reasons I actually don't.
I just want to remake of Pirates.
It couldn't be exactly the same, like, mechanics.
No, because
I'll be honest,
you're not going to be like running around with 100 people laying siege to castles.
You'd also just be probably enacting genocide. Like, that's how it would work if you needed the factions in the game.
I feel like that's how most people ended up playing Assassin's Creed 4, too. Like, yeah, there's an Assassin's Creed game in there, but who cares? Let's all be pirates.
Yeah. And by the way, whoever's typing a comment to let me know about the Wild West mods, I know about them. They're very bad.
How do I recruit from this village now? Well, no bandits showed up.
Can you not talk to the village elder to recruit?
No, he doesn't have the options here.
So, what I guess I would want would be something that was like, that was, you know, obviously not focused around conflicts between different, like, nations of people, but based around, like, the criminal factions that existed and operated in that region. But even though those histories are also pretty intertwined with like racial tensions, but it's possible to create a game which has interesting riding and shooting mechanics modeled along this kind of gameplay loop that wouldn't. And I guess that would be fun.
Are there lances in this game still? There should be.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I was reading about hussars, kind of the Polish strike cavalry, where basically they would just grab a lance out of a cart, and then they would just ride, and they'd hit somebody with their lance, and they'd like just leave it there, and then they'd ride back really fast, and they'd just grab another lance. Just disposable lances.
I don't know any of these cities because I realized I know most of this geography after World War II, so like, I'm sure one of these is Leningrad, but it's not Leningrad now.
There we go. Okay, why is nobody with me to deal with these bandits? Why do I have no men?
Or a horse.
I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat here. If you start researching any of these towns, you're going to get depressed.
Are a lot of them not around anymore because of tragedies?
They're still around. But yeah, you're on the right track there.
Ah, fuck. Come on, dude.
Oh no.
Approach me, damn it.
That's what Josh screams at conventions.
Whoa.
Nice shot. Alright, so he's just playing chicken with this guy where they're both, you know, they both need to aim at each other. Basically, this is just a straight-up pistol duel, except he's got a musket, so...
Is that it? Why was it just me for that?
So, the other thing that's weird is that it's got quote-unquote realistic damage levels for guns, but, like, if you get shot once in 1630... You're gonna lose a limb probably, and it's not a fun time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
sepsis.
Like Mountain Blade towards the oh man, that's I got quite some wages. Let's find someone to do quests for. In Warband, you can pretty quickly get up to the point where you can just like get stabbed like 20 times and not die.
Yeah, so it is comparatively realistic in this game when you get hit by a 40 caliber musket ball and just drop off your horse like a potato sack. But yeah, no, there's no sepsis. Although there are other diseases that you do randomly just get hit by in this game that will kill off your man gradually, so... What is a squab? I've never heard that word before. I would assume it's someone who's like...
This guy wants us to raid a village.
It's a small bird.
It is a young domestic pigeon, typically under 4 weeks old.
Or, if used as an adjective, a person who is short and fat. A squab fellow.
Agree to go fuck up a Ukrainian village?
After what Rutsgard just told me about the fates of these villages, I don't think so, but...
Right.
I mean,
it's all about that alternate
Oh, he
history.
hates us now.
Oh, wait.
Which is actually...
Is a trick question?
It's really ridiculous. Yeah, we went down
Did you say yes or no, Josh?
15. We said no. We went down negative 15 reputation for refusing to raid a village, which... That's actually really dangerous, too.
Yeah.
Raiding villages or saying no?
Raiding villages. I mean, saying no possibly is also dangerous.
You basically turn hostile to the entire faction, and they will show up and murder you.
Although sometimes they don't get mad if it's not like their fiefdom or whatever that's on the line. When I did a Let's Play of this game back in the day, at one point I raided a village and then I rode right past the king of that faction and he just couldn't be bothered.
Welcome to Slutsk.
Yep, here we are.
Anything
Ordinary
new in
town.
here? Mercenary, cavalryman, nah. Alright, so we're hunting down a dude here.
And Dobrush. Okay, this is the worst minigame in Mountain Blade. Okay, it's the second worst minigame. The worst minigame is cattle herding.
So, oh yes, cattle herding, never do it. The cattle will run off into the great unknown, and you'll never find him again. So we gotta find the person who's not the village elder, so not that guy, that's standing still. And he's the one we have to hunt down and murder.
Yeah, we literally just need to look for somebody who's standing still, who is not the village elder. Standing still is a sure sign of a traitor.
Although,
of course, the fact that he's...
Okay, it's this motherfucker. Not only because he's standing still, but look at the man.
And they're also always called Nervous Man. So what Josh really should do is engage hostilities and then gallop away and start just shooting.
Why do I have... I would love to, but apparently I just didn't have anything out. And then he almost murdered my horse. Yeah, come and get it, punk.
You can kill your
What's your
horse.
justice? Yeah,
The horse doesn't
your
die.
Horse,
It just...
your horse comes back to life. Except
it
after
can
a
be
certain amount of
maimed.
deaths.
Oh.
Yeah, it can be made. That's actually almost worse.
That also did not kill this man. I have shot this man twice now.
Okay, so you know that scene in a zombie movie where a zombie's running at them and they shoot the zombie, but the zombie just keeps running? That's
Yeah.
kind of horrifying in the context of like a modern world where a zombie's running and you have a gun. But like, imagine in the like 1630s where you've got a gun which is basically the nuclear bomb of that era, and there's a peasant running at you with a pitchfork, and you shoot him and he keeps running. How terrifying would that be?
And you need to reload. You
Yeah,
need
exactly.
to like dig out all of your specialized reloading equipment on horseback.
So, what they did to put guns in this game is they just took the weapon category that is crossbows, added a few different animations, and just swapped out all the crossbows for guns, which is like kind of okay. Guns are basically like crossbows, right? Except then you get stuff like bent bullets. The bullets, which are at this point round lead balls, are bent. I remember seeing that and just like pretty much coming to the conclusion that like, oh yeah, this is about the quality of this game, isn't it?
It would have taken them half a second to fix that. Like, that's a TXT file right there.
Yeah.
This game is such a weird mix of Pirates, Total War, and Skyrim. Like, it's got elements of all three, and it's just really bizarre.
Yes. And it looks like
Yeah,
Oblivion.
that's why, despite all of our gripes, we keep playing games like this. That's why I've been waiting for the sequel for
There
most
really
of my
isn't a
adult
game
life.
that does everything that this does.
Well, but this is the bad one. You guys said that this is the bad one.
Yeah, and this is the bad
Well,
one.
yes,
But,
but-
even the
but
good one is still
Mountain Blade in
jank.
general. Yeah.
It's like when Alex pointed out like how ugly the font is. The game is just full of stuff like that, Just like little
Yeah.
things.
Full of ugliness.
Yeah.
I want grenades, but they're all too expensive.
I got that on my dating profile a lot.
It's dumpy. It's a dumpy game. Just like down to
Also
its
got
roots.
that on my dating profile a lot.
Dumpy down to
Well,
my
we already
roots.
beat you in this game, so... Hello, Zolnir.
Josh has been doing a pretty good job of finding entertaining stuff to do.
How do we get, like, where do we hook into the actual story of this game?
I don't know. I don't care. Okay. Oh no. This is debt collection. So this is the weirdest kind of quest where like he wants you to get a loan back, and basically you'll go to the guy and you'll say, "I'll pay this $4,000 loan back if you give me $6,000." And if you're really persuasive, you can maybe argue him down to paying him $5,000.
Where did he say this guy was?
I don't. Who knows? You're not gonna do it. I mean,
I'd say you don't look familiar. I am Unfortunateskarn. No, you've never heard of me before. I think she's married, so we just went up to this guy and asked his wife, "Hey, what can we do to
the bad
do it."
modeling and lighting made it look like she had a frozen chicken on her head.
Alright, where is this dude?
I mean, are we gonna do this quest? Like, you're not gonna succeed.
Oh, I never... Yeah, sure, why not? Vilna. Where's Vilna? Show on the map.
It's near
Okay, that's not
home.
too far away. So how do I recruit peasants?
Don't we have to get money first? We're running out of money to pay the ones we have.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but... shut up.
Just take a bank loan. You need money, just take a loan. Just take a loan from the bank. Just take a large loan from the bank with no intention of paying it off.
Alright, let's try and persuade him.
This never works. This minigame is the fucking worst.
Well, I don't think we even have 800 taler. Maybe this guy has a oh, he wants us to send a letter. Yay!
This is like the baseline quest of this game. You get almost no money for it, and what it does principally is that it raises your reputation slightly with the people that you're doing it for.
Ah!
It's very much like scut work.
Ah!
Oh no!
The Patuski.
The Bishop of Riga gave me a small village parish, but within the week he sent his sacrist there to check how well I was fulfilling my duties after oh, God damn it.
Don't worry, I've got one now. Oh boy. Let's... I wanna... Oh, okay. I wanna win a fight against these guys. I wanna fight some peasants. What, I can't use my gun?
No, you can't use your gun in a street duel, Josh!
Why not?
Did you honestly expect that was going to be an option?
Yes, people have dueled with guns before.
I mean, yeah, but you're not
maybe
going to do a duel with a guy in a pub. Yeah, also not that. Pistol duels largely took off because like gentry who had the privilege to take sword fighting lessons were too privileged in duels and had nothing to fear from them. The whole point of a pistol duel is that it makes fair a challenge between two individuals who want to demonstrate their commitment to honor. That was not that. You just, like, threw your balls in the face of some guy who was at a pub, and he's like, I'm gonna punch these balls, and you're like, I'd like to see you try.
I mean, well, he had a sword.
He did.
Oh, the Lord's not here.
And one thing that I would like to say, which we couldn't quite point out in time, is that this game recycles the, like, yay, we want a battle animation from Mount and Blade, but what it does have that Mount and Blade doesn't is sharply curved swords. So that, like, something like 75% of the time somebody's celebrating, they're doing it with their own sword lodged directly in their temple and coming out the opposite air.
Is this not... Wait, stop. Is that not the guy I need to give it to?
I guess not. How are we on time here? Do we want to wrap up?
Okay, Jan Sobieski. Traveling to Vilna.
I like that he's got a cheetah pelt somehow.
It's a sign of prestige.
He's here now.
No, I just make the assumption that this game's fashions are historically accurate. They're very delightful.
The same rug on the floor is on the wall.
Oh my god, yeah. She's right.
That's amazing.
What does that mean? They're stepping on a decorative rug, or there's utilitarian rug on the wall?
So I wanna kind of work out what's going on here. So I went to this guy and I asked him if he had anything for me to do, and he was like, "Hey,
did you see the table?
Here,
that spread is a cheese party."
And he said, "Hey, I need you to deliver a letter to this guy named Jan, or John. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Probably.
And so that guy's here now, 2 feet away." So I'm gonna hand him this letter. and he wants me to go back to Pavel and tell him that he's gotten it and give him his regards. So now I'm gonna turn around and do that. Oh no, okay, it already got finished. Yeah, so I just delivered a letter to the guy that was 3 feet away from me.
By the way, Jan
Fortress.
says that your hat fucking sucks, your rugs are tacky, and all your cheese is runny as hell. He says that if his dogs
stop the war between Poland and Moscow.
He said that if his dog's farts smelled like your cheeses do, he would exile your dogs to the frozen tundra.
That's pretty much possible to do. Where is Bar Fortress? What is this?
This awkward thing where I do remember where these things are, but not nearly well enough to risk giving you directions. How are we doing on time?
This guy is magnificent! Oh. Look at this dude! He's Elector Frederick William. Is this like...
When we come up on the end of the episode, we really should just charge into a large warband and declare war.
Well, hey, I mean, you know what? Here we are. We've met the entire Swedish army.
Here to deliver my demands to Sweden. First of all, you need to add, like, more of the chicken tenders to the buffet table at a given time, because you always sold out. Number 2, if you buy your drink downstairs, it's 59 cents. It's like $1 upstairs. What's that even about? Number 3, why do all your children's stuffed toys smell so bad?
Alright, we're gonna do it, man. We've got, like, a couple of guns, and I do mean a couple. And we've got some pikes. The pikes will... Yep. You guys have fun.
Did you remember to increase the battle sizes to 150?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's our 19 troops against 551. Totally a winnable battle. Oh! Let's at least see if we can knock out this guy.
Also on your slow horse... You're basically driving a go-kart in the middle of, like, the Indy 500, except if the people in the Indy 500 were trying to murder each other with shotguns, and you had, a ping-pong paddle.
Uh-oh. Excuse me, No. Please do not. Ah!
He's getting closer! He's getting closer!
You are taken prisoner.
No shit.
Alright, well, that was, Mountain Blade, Fire and Sword. We fired some swords at people, and then we defeated the entire Kingdom of Sweden.
Got rolled by the Venga bus.